And the doctor's advice to her was hilarious. He was like, cry it out at night, hit that pole in the morning, girl. And I was like, where did they get this doctor from? Facts though. PC Purrs here, and I'm back for another episode of A Dancer Reviews for Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta, episode 9. There's no dancing in this episode. Very disappointing, but not really surprising. But we do start this episode with Miss Natural just all in her feelings, going off, talking about how she being called toxic when the majority of what she did was just stay in her room, to stay away from the nonsense, and that Joseline knows her situation, that she's not trying to get into anything because she's a mother first and she has a kid. And her saying that she's going through a complicated divorce, her saying this about her kid is very much giving me, I'm not trying to fight or do anything to show me in a bad light in case my ex-husband is trying to get custody of our kid. I could be wrong. That's what I was getting. And two things can be true at the same time. Joseline can be privy to her personal information, but that don't mean she's not being toxic. She's right about Yummy, but at the same time, her delivery is wrong. Like, why can people get so under your skin? And it's because the emotions is just bubbling up. She gotta let some of that go. So then Joseline just gets fed up. She's like, yo, you gotta get out the house. You're doing too much. She feels some type of way. And then she kind of corners Yummy P in the hallway. Like, you really got what you wanted. This is what she was aiming for. You wanted to get her out the house. And Yummy's kind of saying no, but she's not really saying no. And then in the confessional, she's saying that Joseline was really the one that wanted her out of the house. And I don't like this. I don't like this situation at all. So while they're having all the commotion about Yummy P and Miss Natural, Boss Techo drunk ass gonna pop out the room like, are you sending us all home? Just look at all types of community. I'm like, yo, who will really be drunk? Maybe she wasn't trying to hit on Ballistic. Maybe she just walked her little drunk ass in there, not really knowing what was going on, looking for a clue. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. Am I naive? Like, drop down and let me know. Was she really hitting on Ballistic, or she's just a drunken mess? Like, I can't tell at this point. Joseline gets the girls together, and Sapphire takes over. Sapphire is like, yo, it's Cabaret Captain. I'm saying if Yummy gets to stay, Miss Natural should stay. Either they both go or they both stay, but it's not fair for one to leave because this is like kind of sabotage. And the girls agree with her. They're like, yo, it's what it is. And Joseline was like, oh, I kind of feel. Sapphire was like, no, hold on. As the Cabaret Captain, I gotta speak. She's disrespecting you. I was like, whoop. That's the leader that we needed. This is what I'm talking about. Yummy wouldn't have done that. Yummy wouldn't have done that, and Lucky wouldn't have done that. Sapphire stepped it on up. She's a captain that I need. Hello. I'm here for it. So after that, Joseline is like, yo, these girls are stressing me. I need to relax. So she takes off all her clothes and she goes skinny dipping in the pool. And I'm like, Joseline got some nice titties. Okay. So she invites Sapphire to come get in the water with her. And Sapphire is there with her bikini on, but she ain't take it all off. Just Joseline. Joseline's like, I don't care. Just letting them hang out, letting the girls, letting the smiley face, trying to smiley face out. And they just hitting the blunt, passing it back and forth, having just a little recap of the day, if you will. And so today, what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about some of the physical pain that can also come from pole dancing. We talked about emotional issues that can arise from being in a club last week. But this week, I just want to be even broader. I just mean physical things that you don't realize are going to happen to you from being on a pole. Just physical ailments of twisting your body around metal, from dancing long hours, from being on your feet, from hurting your muscles. You have to take care of your body. So these are some things that I do to help take care of myself that some you've maybe heard before, maybe some you haven't, but these are some things I think you should try. When you pole dance, there are a number of things that are going to happen to your body that you might not be aware of. So I'm going to give you a little bit of forewarning. Number one, twisting your body around metal is painful when you first start. You're going to have some aches and pains and some bruises. It's not natural for your body to bend those types of ways around metal. So it's a learning curve that's going to happen. And you're also going to get a lot of bruises. And when I say bruises, I mean think Dalmatian. Like you see these spots of this cheetah, think that all along your body, right? Why am I saying a dog? I should be saying a cat. So little cheetah spots all over the place. You might look like somebody beat the living daylights out of you. That is normal. It's part of the process, depending on how you bruise, your complexion, things like that. Don't feel scared. Don't be deterred. Just wear your bruises as a badge of honor. It means that you're working on something and you've learned something. It's fine, right? But you might want to let people in your life know what's going on so that they don't think that somebody's abusing you. Also, pole burn. You might go, what is pole burn? Kind of like rug burn, except there's no rug. The pole is going to burn your skin. It might tear off some of your skin. Your body has to get used to the pole. So what's going to happen is a lot of times you'll rub some of your skin off, usually on connector points to the pole. So I've torn skin maybe like here or behind my knee, definitely on the top of the foot. Oh my gosh, like where have I lost skin? Right up here on this top part of my foot, because you're using that to press against the back of the pole when you climb, especially in the beginning. Oh my God. And whatever your weak side is, might be the side that you get more of that on. It's going to form a callus. You're going to get calluses in different parts of your body. It's not going to be so great. Also, your hands are going to callus super bad, usually right along here. And they'll come and go. I mean, you can file it. You can go to get like the paraffin wax and things like that to soften it up. But really, too, that's going to come and go. And it depends on like your gripping. Like I tend to get a lot of calluses when I'm learning something new because I grip really hard because I'm nervous. So that might happen to you. The calluses are normal. You might have a little bit of rough man hands a little bit, but you a thug, right? You're a gymnast. You're an acrobat, basically. You're an acrobat for the rats. Or just for fun, but you know. And also you might battle dry skin. The reason I say this is because you should not be putting on lotion to go climb on a pole. It's just going to make you slide off, and it's going to make everybody else that's in your class or that you work with or whatever hate you because you're going to mess it up for the next person. So your skin might be dry and it might get too used to being dry because when do you lotion? I'm going to show you some things that I like to use to help and assist with all of those things. Step one, oldie but goodie. These are Epsom salts. I'm putting that as number one because we all know that one and it's pretty easy. I like these by Dr. Teals, not sponsored. They come with different types. This one is ginger and clay to detoxify and energize, but pick the one that you like after a hard day of either work or training. Take a shower, get all that off of you first, and then take a bath and really, really soak and let all those minerals absorb into your body. It'll help relax tired, aching muscles. Number two, something you might not have heard of. This is pure magnesium oil. The magnesium oil, it's not really an oil, it's a spray, and it's a liquid, but it is supposed to help with tired muscles, aches, and pains. So again, I would say this is a good thing for nighttime, especially on my feet is where I really like to use it. Use it anywhere you're feeling pain. Give it a shot. The next thing that I like is something that you'll be into if you like essential oils and things like that. This is from doTERRA and it's called DDR Prime, and this is the coconut oil that you can get with it. This is not sponsored. I'm not usually a person that, I mean, I do like essential oils, but usually for my room for smelling good. But I was put onto this and it really has changed my life. This stuff is super concentrated, the DDR Prime, and you need a few shakes of it and some of this carrier oil, the coconut oil, and you just massage it into anywhere that you have pain. This stuff is like icy hot or whatever, but without the scent and the grease and all that other stuff. Well, I guess there's grease because of the coconut oil, but really your skin absorbs it that stuff takes away pain. And if you look it up, you'll see people talking about all the different types of pain that they have that this stuff works on. So I would really, really suggest giving it a shot if you can. This stuff is so great. Like really, really great. I don't know what is in this stuff. And I think they have oral supplements that you can take too. I haven't tried those yet, but if they're anything like this little wonderment in a bottle, I would give it a try. This stuff is crazy the way it'll take away aches and pains. I have no clue what's in it other than greatness. Also by doTERRA, they have something similar to Icy Hot. It's called Deep Blue, and it's got that icy hot kind of vibe going, but again, it's another really, really good one. So for this dry skin, Elta MD makes this super, super dope moisturizer that you can use on your face, your body, if you have eczema, if you have cuts, if you have burns, if you have skin irritations, if you have any of that. This is a little miracle product. And like I said, you might be suffering from dry skin if you're a pole dancer because you need to have dry skin to climb on the pole. Not excessively dry skin, but you can't put on fresh lotion and go get on the pole. So for me, I found that I needed moisture a lot. So this helps me to retain moisture for days when I'm not on the pole. Last thing I'm going to talk about right now are these little balls. And you might go, what the hell are these? These are part of a system called MELT. And I've taken classes in New York City at a school called Body and Pole. And MELT is a system that was created for dancers, and it helps you to break up the fascia in your body and just to loosen up the tissue and to help you with aches and pains. And it really, really is great. FYI, if you take a MELT class, don't go drinking right afterward because you get super wasted. I don't know what it does, but it is an amazing system. If you actually get to take a class, you'll see by the end of it through body assessments the way that your limbs might be a little bit lengthened. You'll have increased range of mobility. It's amazing. If you take a class, most likely your instructor can be the plug to get the system, or you can buy it on Amazon or probably through their website. And they do have an app that has tutorials. You might have to pay for it, I'm not sure. But if you've taken a class on your own, then you'll know how to use these. And it's really great. You can give yourself a facial with this and see instant firming results on your face. But also, I love these things for my feet, for my arms, for every part of my body. These things are great. If you have a pet, keep them away from your pet. But other than that, rollers, massages, things like that will help keep your body up to par. Other than these things, always physical therapy is good. Anything that just massages, anything that just help loosen up tough tissue and stuck stress in the body. Let me know if you've ever tried some of those things or heard of them and how it worked out for you. Let's just keep going. Why Sapphire keep saying she's old? She's only 33. That's not that old. How old is Boss Tag? One thing I will say I liked about Joseline being naked is I kept wondering why she's doing pasties and all the other girls are naked. I'm like, that's kind of not fair. But now that she had a whole scene just sitting there with everything hanging out, nobody can say anything to her about having a double standard for her and her girls, because she was definitely like, I let it all hang out and it is what it is, so what's up? I got nothing to say on that no more. And Ballistic is up top looking down like, why you the only one with your titties out? Sapphire ain't even naked. So Ballistic is up there going ballistic, and Joseline's like, you knew who I was when you got with me. He gonna have to deal with it. And I'm like, that is very true. That's very true. We done seen him on Marriage Boot Camp and all that. And he likes her, and then she do some thought shit, and then he gets upset. But it's like, yo, you know who? Come on now. You gonna get with somebody, you know what they do. Like, that ain't the thing to be arguing over. It is what it is. So they continue the conversation. Ballistic just has to go in the back. Like, go in the back, sir. Please, go sit down somewhere. We don't care that your feelings are hurt. And they keep talking, and yeah, Joseline is like, yo, why did they vote for you and not Lexi Blow? I wish sometimes Sapphire would just be like, because she ain't me and I got the sauce, you know? But she's too humble, too nice of a person. Lexi Blow is dope. I'm just joking. But she's like, you know, she straddles the fence. She's very neutral, but I'm very direct, which is very true. She's very easy. Like, she feels like she commands charge. She has a good feeling about her. And Joseline is like, yeah. And Joseline wants to get rid of Lucky. She's like, Lucky ain't pulling her weight. And, you know, I would say Sapphire is loyal because the people that she's been going to bat for, she said good, nothing but good things about to Joseline. They had a nice little powwow. It was good. Nice little sexy powwow. So then the psychiatrist comes. And Joseline tells him that some of the girls in the house need help. He says he's going to help. Okay. The first person he talks to is Lucky. But Lucky immediately starts clowning him. Not to his face, in the confessional. But Yummy is sitting there in a little $12.99 tiara across her forehead and a little Renaissance peasant wifely white top. And I'm like, girl, you can't be talking about people when you sitting around with that outfit on. But anyway, he said that her goals and dreams were healthy and realistic and she should just keep it up. And I was like, I agree with that. She should be nice to don't be clowning people when you looking a little crazy yourself. After Lucky is Chanel. Chanel comes in not long after she's telling about how she drinks too much. She's been drinking every day. And he's asking her if she has healthy people around her. She's like, my whole family strippers. We all drink. Who else in your family is strippers? I'm going to say maybe your mama, sister, auntie. Like, who in your family? I wish that was a little more specific. And then his recommendation for her was to drink water. That will help. And he asked her if she's still going to be drinking in 5 years or something like that. He told her she needed to quit. She's like, in 5 years, I plan to still be drinking. And everything seems like it's cool. I'm like, yeah, I feel you. Like, what? I'm joking. But then he's like, oh, you got the tremors. If you're doing this from drinking, you got a problem. Like, you should slow that down. So she should probably ease that on up within the next 5 years, not continue it. I'm like, that's why her eyes always look so sleepy. And then when Joseline was going in on her about slipping on stage, and she was like, that's how I knew you were drunk. That and like her beer gut. And I was like, Joseline's hated. But then she confirmed that she slipped because she was drunk. And I was like, oh, wow, yeah. So she should work on that. Her and Boss Act. No wonder they friends. So then Big Lex comes in with this sweet little voice and pretending to be nice to the doctor. And then in her confessional talking about, oh, they still not going to get to know me. And I'm just kind of over her. I don't really need her to be in the cabaret. She's too negative. We're not getting to know who she is. Dancing is whatever. Like, meh. So every time I look at her, though, I'm like, she looks like Angela Stanton. I feel like this is Angela Stanton if she was a stripper. And then I start thinking about her in politics, not Angela, but Big Lex, and then that's just hilarious. But I ain't got nothing else to say about her because she gave me nothing. Sapphire was next, and Sapphire was a breath of fresh air. It's like if seeing the silver lining was a person. She just talked about how the experiences that she's been through made her stronger, about being focused and everything. And the doctor's advice to her was hilarious. He was like, cry it out at night. Hit that pole in the morning, girl. And I was like, where did they get this doctor from? Facts, though. Like, you got to do what you got to do. You got a goal in mind. It's like, whatever, just do what you got to do at night. Suck it up and be ready for the job. And we already saw her do that in the rehearsal when she had a little breakdown for 2 seconds. And she came back like, I just want this. Let's go. I was like, ooh, she got heart. I feel her. I'm with her. Then Lexi Blow comes in, and I don't know what it is about Lexi Blow, but she just had everybody just like, so the therapist is like, goo eyes at her, and she comes in and lays it on thick that he has to do some work, because she's like, listen, I got kicked out at 17 for having a kid. I had to strip. I had to figure it out. My parents were young having me. I got 2 kids. I've been through this, that, and the third. I've been like, and the therapist was just like, okay, all right, well, You got a lot of stuff going on in your family. So I don't even remember if he gave her advice. I just remember her unloading her story on him, and that adoration face didn't really leave from him, but at the same time it was a recognition that some stuff is going on. All right. Then Boss Tech comes in. You know she had a drink in her hand. Every time we see her she going somewhere, she got a drink in her hand. Sis comes in with a cup of Jack in a glass, and the doctor's like, are you drinking right now? Same thing. Ballistic had to ask her. She's like, yep. And he asked her if she wanted to stop, and she says she really does want to stop. It's affecting her daily life, and if things are affecting your daily life, that definitely means you're suffering with addiction. So will she do something about it? I don't know, but that's what they discussed. Last person he meets with is Yummy P. Yummy P is just talking like she about that life. She like, yo, if it's up, then it's stuck. I pop off. I don't have all these words, but when it gets to crack-a-lacking, then it's going down. I'm like, oh. Little people always got a lot of bite. I'm the little people, so I can say that. We do be real feisty. Out of all her bad wigs, though, I like this style. It's very like, I don't know, but I like that wig. Some of the other wigs that she has, like the one in her confession with the part down the middle and the all blue, I hate that one. But I like this one. It's fun to me. And she talks about how she started dancing to take care of her mom and what she wants for her mom, and about how she felt like dancing was soul crushing for her, soul damaging. And she felt like she was hurting and she was hurting others. I wish they would have went more into that. Like, what does that mean? Because right now we're all accusing her of intentionally trying to hurt Miss Natural. So is this a pattern that she has, or what is that really about? And then she says she doesn't trust anyone, and then she always feels attacked. And that to me was sad, because Miss Natural felt like she was the only person that she could trust. I'm like, wow, this relationship really was kind of one-sided. She was under the impression that y'all were friends, and now you're saying you don't think you can trust anyone. It's a lot going on there. The doctor just tells her she needs to open up and tell people how she feels. I think that's all he told her. I don't know. I don't really see that the girls really got too much resolution. We just heard them talk about their issues with a therapist, psychiatrist, whatever. So then in the very end, we just see Miss Natural sitting with Joseline and just not really believing that she's about to go. She doesn't want to go. She's trying not to be disrespectful, but she's telling Joseline that she feels disrespected. And she tells Joseline that her kid has to come first. And somewhere in the midst of this conversation, Joseline feels personally attacked by it. And then she's telling Miss Natural that she should go. And that's how the episode ends. I don't want Miss Natural to go, but she's not gone yet. I'm hoping that what happens is they both stay. She's a really good dancer. I think she's going through some personal stuff, but I think she'll get through it. She seems pretty level-headed to me. She's just going through some stuff. I think she just needs somebody to talk about, which we talked about the last episode, taking care of your mental health. This episode, we also talked about your physical health. Pole dancing comes with a lot of physical pain sometimes. So if you have any other tips and tricks on how to take care of your body as a dancer when you might be in pain that comes from the pole, write it down below, and you can always follow me on my socials and leave me comments there too. I'll see you for the next one.